Hey, Magic friends, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Captain Clyde's MTG, and they have announced Dominaria United Leagues. And boy, was it a kick to the John Thomas. We saw stuff I thought I would never saw. Wow, is this set off the hook? But with that said, guys, we got a lot to go over. So just let's get into it because we're gonna get down and dirty because we've got some serious changes coming to Magic the Gathering. So subscribe up so you can get all the information as all these leaks happen. I've got the news for you today. So let's get into it. So start off with we have a release of all the next sets. So we have obviously Dominaria United next, the Brothers War we knew about, and then into the winter out of 2023. Oh wait, which is what the 20 what? Anyway, fall, winter, spring, fall. Anyway, so we have the winter, we have Phyrexia, All Will Rise. Spring of 2023, we have March of the Machine, followed by spring of 2023's March of the Machine Aftermath. 2023 fall, we have Wilds of Eldraine, and we have the winter, we have the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So it looks like there's a lot of gaps in there for some extra stuff to get printed as far as the standard formats go. Just saying, because that's only 4 sets next year. There's bound to be more than that. Yeah, so let's keep an eye out for that, guys. But that's where we're going. It looks pretty sweet. And with that said, if you guys remember, I made a video about something on Amazon popped up called Remastered Dominaria. And that Dominaria Remastered, which is going to come out in January, is going to be a remastered set for all of Dominaria's good stuff. And we're going to see some sweet things like this. They previewed out 3 different versions of Arborea. This is a great card. Really a throwback. It's just amazing. The other one they revealed in this master set is another printing of Force of Will at Mythic. So kind of cool. Makes you wonder how this Dominaria Remaster set's going to play out. They did Time Spiral Remastered, which was a crapshoot in itself. Good but bad because of how they did it. This is another remastered set. But at the same time, we had Commander Legends 1, and then Commander Legends 2, which was supposedly Baldur's Gate, was a crapshoot. So, it's going to be interesting to see how they play it out. But they've already previewed 2 cards already, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. So, now, let's get into some actual leaks from Dominaria United. We're going to start off with Commander. So, in the Commander spotlights, we have Ramses Assassin Lord, a blue-black and 2 for a 4/4. Death Touch, other assassins get +1/+1 whenever a player loses the game. If they were attacked this turn by an assassin you control, you win the game. This is a stupid Commander card in the new Commander decks that are coming out for Dominaria. You can beat a 4-player game and just win by default. So yeah, that's going to be pretty sweet. Moving on, next we have General Marholt Elstragon, green, red, and 2 for a 4/4, not in English. So yeah, let me whip out my Spanish to English dictionary real quick for you. Okay, don't worry, I googled it. It says for every creature, whenever a creature you control is blocked, it gets +3/+3 for each creature blocking it. Rampage, anybody? Oh, call back. So that's pretty powerful. A 4/4 for 4 is already just bonkers, but this thing can make your whole battlefield just nutso. So next we have from the Commander spotlights, we have Stang, that guy. So this is a reprint from the old Legends set, the Echo Warrior. For a red, green, and 2, you get a 3/4. Whenever he attacks, you get a twin. That's a 3/4. And get this, it's tapped and attacking, and it also enters the battlefield with a copy of every aura and equipment attached to the current Stang. And then you sacrifice all the tokens at the end, even the enchantments and artifacts and so forth and so on. But that is bonkers. 4 for a 3/4 is okay, but the ability for it to just duplicate all these items is just nuts. So, yeah, this thing's going to be pretty wanted and powerful. Next, moving on for the Commander silliness, we have The Dragon Master here. So this is a blue, black, and 2 planeswalker that can be your commander. It's a 4 coming in. It builds off dragons, which is really weird for a blue-black color. But hey, I mean, Magic's not going away anytime soon. They'll make more blue-black dragons. But it says, until the end of next turn, creatures can't attack you or your planeswalker you control unless they control or pays 2 for each. That's a pretty good protection ability. -3, search for a dragon card, reveal it, put it into your hand. -7, destroy all non-dragon creatures. All you dragon lovers out there, here's a new special way to build them dragon decks, which might get pretty popular as time goes on. So, also with that said, good old Jorah. Everybody loves Jorah. As you can see here, he's made his coalition finally. He is a 5-color planeswalker who can be your commander. For +1, he creates a Kavu with trample. That's all colors. For -3, you can choose up to 2 target creatures. For each one of them, put a +1/+1 counter on it equal to the number of colors it is. And -6, return target multicolored creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If that card was all colors, draw a card and create 2 treasure tokens. That is nuts. So, I see tons of sweet commander decks getting built out of these things. This commander set is going to be one for the ages out of Dominaria. Pulling out all the stops for Magic 30. We have Dilhide, Binder of Wills. This little fella. Yeah. 4 mana for 5, black, red, Mardu colors basically. +2, up to 1 target legendary creature gains Vigilance, Lifelink, and Indestructible to end of the turn. That is stupid. -3, reveal top 4 cards of your library. Put any number of legendary cards from among them into your hand and the rest into the graveyard. Create a treasure token for each card put into your graveyard this way. Oh. -11, gain control of all non-land permanents until end of turn. Untap them. They gain haste till end of turn. Disgusting. So if this won't kill somebody, I don't know what will. Another great commander card that's going to really shake up the commander format. It's just incredible. Alright, moving on again. Another commander card. We have Jadit, I guess. Ojin, Mercenary. So blue, white, and 1, 3/3. When it or another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay a green. If you do, you create a 2/2 green cat warrior creature token with Forest Walk. That's pretty sweet. Not as powerful as a mythic as you would think. Probably never going to be probably won't ever be a, commander, but man, I can see this in a lot of decks of the first 99. Moving on, next we have Rogoth, Kur Keep Overlord. That's right, he's finally found his day. He's the boss, and he's the man. So for red, black, and 3, you get a 4/4 Kobold Warrior. Whoo, daddy. That has +2/+2 to all kobolds, and whenever you cast a kobold spell, you may pay 2 colorless. If you do, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. And if you cast a dragon, you can create a 0/1 red kobold token teacher named Kobolds of Kur Keep for free. This is another amazing commander card to make a deck out of. Wow, is this stuff just getting silly. They're pulling out all the stops. Man. Alright, so moving on again. Next we have Hazon, Shaper of Sand. White, green, and red for a 3/3 with Desert Walk. So clearly there's going to be deserts floating around. That's kind of weird. Haven't seen one yet, but maybe we'll get there. You may play desert lands from your graveyard. So, oh, wait a minute. This creature can't be blocked as long as defending player. Yeah. But playing desert lands from your hands, who cares if they have it? You can play stuff out of your graveyard. Whenever a desert enters the battlefield under your control, create 2 1/1 red-green creature tokens. Or, I'm sorry, red, green, and white sand warrior creature tokens. Anybody remember all those deserts, back in Amonkhet, you could sacrifice and do stuff? Yeah, so I'm going to pay 4 mana, I'm going to bolt you in the face, I'm going to get this desert back out of the graveyard, make 2 1/1s. Yeah, sickening for Commander. Heck, it might even make a deck in one of the older formats just because, yeah, 3 mana is not that hard. Alright. So, now we're going to roll in with one last one, the ever-changing Dane. That's weird. Yeah, anyway, I ain't going to try to describe that picture. Black, blue, and white for a 3/3. For 1, you can sacrifice another creature. The ever-changing Dane becomes a copy of the sacrificed creature, except it has this ability. Basically a really cheap Vesuvan that has to sacrifice a creature for. Not the worst thing I've ever seen. Because this is instant speed, so if someone tries to kill your creature, you can just change Dane, I guess. Yeah, anyway. So, sweet card. Alright, so we have got to Dominaria United for Standard, and boy, have we got some stuff to tell you. So, here we go. We have Astor, Bearer of Blades, white, red, and 2 for a 4/4 legendary human creature token. When he enters the battlefield, look at the top 7 cards of your library. Reveal an equipment or vehicle card from among them. Put it into your hand. The rest on the bottom of the random order. Equipment you control have equip 1. Vehicles you control have crew 1. This is going to be a powerhouse. Wow. Not just in Commander, but maybe even in some of the other formats, because 4 mana is not all that difficult, and if you can really power up them equipments and vehicles, man, oh man, is this thing going to be powerhouse. Next we have Micromancer. So for a blue and 3, you have a 3/3 human wizard. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an instant or sorcery card with mana value 1, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. Not the best card in the world, but 4 mana for a 3/3 lets you search up a card, put in your hand for free. I mean, I'm not going to complain. It's probably going to be a great draft card. Next, we have Resolute Reinforcements, a white and 1 for a 1/1 with flash. When it enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. So basically, this is your basic 2 mana get 2 1/1s, except it's an actual creature and not a sorcery, which could actually have some bearing on some things because, you know, it's not a sorcery. So anyway, pretty sweet. Could be great for draft. Probably going to see some standard play. I'm not going to lie. Then you have Lightning Strike has been reprinted. Remember this? Lightning Strike, 3 damage to any target. I remember this first came out, and I was like, oh, this is no lightning bolt. This is trash. Yeah, not so bad anymore. Anyway, so we got a reprint of Lightning Strike. Probably knew that was coming. We have this little fella. Let me break out my Spanish to English dictionary real quick for you. All right, I'm back. It says untap 2 creatures. They get +2/+2 to end a turn. I googled it. Don't worry. So next after that we have yeah, man, I really should pay more attention when I do this. Back to Google. All right, so like I was saying, this is Natabud Primeval Guardian, blue Kraken 2 for a tree folk with reach. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. When you do, create a 1/1 green Sapperling token. Sapperlings. 6, sacrifice a Sapperling token. He gets +2/+2 to end a turn. I'm sorry, not 6. Green. 1 green. That's a green symbol. It's so blurry. It gets +2/+2 for a 1 and a black. Sacrifice 2 Sapperlings, draw a card. Seems good. Yeah, that's going to be a thing. Tell you what. All right, moving on. We have Sphinx of Clear Skies, 2 blue and 3 for a 5/5 with flying and ward 2 and a whole bunch of text box. So this mythic has domain. If you guys don't remember, domain is where it plays off of the number of basic land types you have. So when it deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. An opponent separates those into 2 piles, put 1 into your hand, the other to the graveyard. Yeah. I mean, 5/5 flyer for 5 with ward 2. I honestly don't care about the domain. Yeah, lots of play. Draft, standard, you name it. Next we have Herd Migration. So for a green and 6, you have domain. So you get a 3/3 green beast token for each basic land type you control, which is pretty cool to the most part. But I think the best thing about this rare is for a green and 1, you can discard it, search your land for a basic land card, reveal it, put it to your hand, gain 3 life. Nothing better than land search for 2 that late in the game can, make you like 5 3/3s for 7 mana. Bump. So that's going to be a thing as well. Moving on, we have Impede Momentum, a blue and 1. Tap target creature and put 3 stun counters on it. Look at that. If a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, remove 1 counter from it instead, and you get to scry 1. This is amazing blue removal for tempo in those blue tempo decks. If you're in draft, this is definitely a card you need to be taking. This might even see standard play. The World Spell. So 2 green and 5. It has Read Ahead. So here's another new ability, guys. Read Ahead lets you pick what, or actually how many lore counters are on the card when it comes into play. But you don't get previous lore counters. So like if you put this in play and you choose number 3, you don't get the 1 and the 2. You only get the 3. And then it gets sacrificed. So what this one does is you can look at the top 7 cards of your library, reveal a non-saga permanent card from among them, put it into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. On 3, you can put up to 2 non-saga permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Seems really good, but at the same time is very costly. This may be the beginnings of another big green ramp deck. Just saying. Alright, so moving on. Next we have Braids is back. Braids, Arisen Nightmare. For 2 black and 1, you get a 3/3. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or a planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type. For each opponent who don't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. This is going to see so much standard play. Oh my god. Yeah, late game or, you got a bunch of land in your hand. Just start throwing lands in the graveyard and drawing cards off of them. What's your opponent going to do? Armageddon himself? I don't think so. So this is another powerhouse in my opinion. Territorial Morrow. So if you don't remember, this is Rosewater's original card was Maru, and this one is supposed to, I guess, be the same thing. But for a green and 4, you get one with Domain, which means it can be as big as the number of basic lands you control. Twice the number of lands you control. So at best for 5, you get a 10/10, and that was actually spoiled, but it's only an uncommon, but we'll probably see lots of draft play because, big monster. Shalia's Acolyte. So for a white and 4, you get a 3/4 flyer. Kicker's back, guys. For those of you who don't know, kicker is a cost you can pay in addition to the casting cost to get effects. This is 5 mana, 3/4 flyer. If you play the kicker cost of a green and 1, it enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters. So for a mere 7 mana, you can have a Maha Modi Jin for not blue. Yeah, it's okay. Probably only gonna see play in draft probably. Rada's Firebrand. So red and 1 for a 3/1. When it attacks, target creature defending player controls with power less than Rada Firebrand's power can't block this turn. That's pretty sweet. And for red and 5, it gets +2/+2 to end a turn. It costs 1 less for each basic land type you control. You can only activate it once though. So at worst, for 5 mana, you get a +2/+2. It's good to have a mana sink like this on a red card because mono red decks really lose a lot in the late game, and it could really make this worth something. Most decks will play 2 colors, so this is going to be 4 mana for 2/2. In a color that might not have green, that's amazing. I'm not even going to lie. So, next we have Ajani Sleeper Agent. That's right, Ajani's a bad boy. White, green, 1, and a white or green split or Phyrexian mana. That's right, Johnny has been completed. You can pay Phyrexian mana, which means you pay the mana cost or pay 2 life. So this could be a 3 mana Planeswalker for 4. That's big news, guys. +1, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature or Planeswalker card, put it in your hand. Otherwise, put it on the bottom. -3, distribute 3 +1/+1 counters up to 3 target creatures. They gain vigilance to end a turn. -6, get an emblem with whenever you cast a creature or Planeswalker, target opponent gets 2 poison counters. Yeah, I'm going to infect you by casting dudes. Not hitting you with them. I'm just going to cast them because they're good and stuff. Yeah, so this is going to be insane. I can see this going straight into Modern. I don't care what anybody says. I still got my green-blue infect deck, a little bit of white in there for giggles, and 3 mana Planeswalker like this definitely can be a powerhouse because you can mill through your deck, and when you get high enough, putting 2 poison counters on somebody, well, that's just a thing. Next we have Prismatic Vanguard. So for a white and 2, you get a 3/2, and for 5 mana, all your creatures get +1/+1. Not bad for a common. It's going to be only C draft. Next we have Nessobi Brawler, green and 1 for a blank 3, has trample and domain. So basically, equal the number of basic land types is how big this thing is. So it's at least a 2/3 for 2, which ain't bad in trample. Can make it a 3/3 if you're playing draft. Well, make you playing draft, not going to be huge, but Guardian of New Balena. This thing is house for white. A white and 1 for a 2/2 with Enlist. So Enlist says, when this creature attacks, you can tap a non-attacking creature without summoning sickness and add its power to this creature. So when you attack this creature, if you have a 2/2 that you can tap to it, this becomes a 4/2. That is absurd. Not to mention when it comes into play, when you enlist a creature, you can scry to, which is almost as good as drawing. Plus, if you discard a card, if it gains indestructible, so you can't kill it. This thing is going to be nuts. You thought that 2/1 from Ixalan that was indestructible if you pay 4 life and became a 4/1 when he swung was a pain in the butt. Wait till this bad boy starts hitting the table. All right, that should be a mythic. Wow. Moving on, we have the phasing of Zafiri. So for 2 blue and 2, we have read ahead, and this is your blue Wrath, guys. On 1 and 2, you get another target land permanent phases out. It can't phase in for as long as you control this. On 3, you destroy all creatures, so for 4, you can have a blue Wrath now. But the drawback is its controller, whenever you Wrath, the controller of all the creatures that are killed get 2/2 black Phyrexian creature tokens. So it's not really a Wrath, but it's a Wrath. And it's kind of a Wrath like for draft that's just insane because you just phase your stuff out and then just blow the board up and be like, ha ha. Moving right along. Next we have Archangel of Wrath. Speaking of, 2 white and 2 for a 3/4 flying with lifelink. Boss. Also, kicker of black or red or both. If you kick it once, you can deal 2 damage to any target. Or you can kick it twice, deal 2 damage to any target again. Now, mind you, it says when Angel Wrath enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it deals 2 damage. So that means that's 2 damage has lifelink. This thing is house. Oh my god. White's just coming in there hot. Alright, Sheldred, the Apocalypse is here. So the card that I previewed earlier, everybody thought was actually going to be the card, was not the card, but this is, and it's just as good. 2 black and 2. 4 mana for a 4/5 with Death Touch. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. That is disgusting. This says to hell with all you blue players like nobody's business. So, yeah, this is just amazing. I mean, there's spells out there you make your opponent draw cards. You could literally just kill somebody by letting them draw cards. Like, if you take that Scorpion thing, I forget what it's called now, but anyway, I play it in one of my decks. You sacrifice a creature, target person draws 2 cards, loses 2 life. You literally could play that, target your opponent, let them draw 2 cards, and watch them lose 6 life for 3 mana. Disgusting. And if you think that's not going to be a thing, it is, because I'm going to make it one. Anyway, this thing's going to be amazing and worth lots of money. Good lord. So much powerhouse stuff. Defiler of Dreams. 2 blue and 3 for a 4/3 blue flyer. That's a Phyrexian. Additional cost to cast blue permanents. You may pay 2 life. Those spells cost 1 blue less. So basically, this gives every blue spell that you cast that's a permanent complete. Which basically means that instead of paying 1 blue for it, you can pay 2 life instead. And whenever you cast a blue permanent spell, you can draw a card. So you see what they did there? I'll pay 2 life to cast this blue spell for free. And I'm going to draw a card because it's permanent. Yeah, this thing's going to be house. Amazing in draft. Good for standard. There's so many good cards. Oh my god, I don't know what to do. Benelish Sleeper. So white and 1 for a 3/1. Now, you can just play it as your regular weenie white guy, or you can kick it for a black, and each player sacrifices a creature. Look at that. So that's pretty house as well. Alright, next we have Jorah's back. That's right. Jorah, Ageless Innovator, a red and a blue for a 2/3. And you can tap it, put 2 Ingenuity counters on Jorah Innovator, then you may put an artifact card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield, where X is the number of Ingenuity counters. So basically, if this is on the battlefield for more than 2 turns, you're going to cast anything 4 or less. And if they're still not smart enough to realize this thing needs to die, you're going to start casting stuff that's 6 or less, and then 8 or less, and then you're going to be playing anything you want, and it's going to be ugly. And yeah, this thing's got so much potential. Oh my god. It may not be all that great in standard, but I think it will be. But in the older formats, 2 mana for this kind of ability, plus what you can do with it in Commander, good lord have mercy. Next, the Raven Man is back. 1 black and 1 for a 2/1. At the beginning of each end step, if you discard a card this turn, create a 1/1 black bird creature token with flying, and this creature can't block. Pretty sweet. It's on rate, and it's basically a disrupting scepter with legs. Calls for a black and 3. You can tap it, and each opponent discards a card. This is disgusting for Commander. Oh, I'm playing a 4-player Commander deck. I'm going to spend 4 mana to tap this guy. Screw all of you. Anyway, moving on. Next we have Wrath, the Weatherlight Steward. So for a blue and a white, you get a 1/3. Whenever you cast instant or sorcery spell, you may tap 2 untapped creatures you control. If you do draw a card, disgusting. For 2 white and 3, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gains vigilance. See what they did there? Yeah, I'm going to make all my dudes not tap to attack, and I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to cast an instant spell, and then tap all my guys who Didn't tap to attack and draw cards. Ugh. Even worse, I'm going to counter that. Tap my guys, draw a card. Ugh. That's going to be a staple. Moving on. That's right. Windgrace is finally back, guys. Old Planeswalker from the old Commander sets to Soul of Windgrace. Green, red, black, and 1 for a 4/5. Cat Avatar. When he enters the battlefield or attacks, you may put a land card from your graveyard onto the battlefield tap under your control. Why does that matter? Well, for 1 green, you can discard a land to gain 3 life. Fair. For a red and 1, you can discard a land to draw a card. Even better. Or, for a black and 2, you can discard a land. Soul of Windgrace gains indestructible to end a turn, and you tap it. Protection. This thing seems pretty sweet. Great for Commander. Probably is going to see some, honestly, standard play. This is just bonkers good. Man, so many good cards. Next we have Zur Eternal Schemer. That's right, he's finally immortal, and he's just as crazy. So for a black, blue, and white, you get a 1/4 flyer. Enchantment creatures you control have Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof. That's ridiculous. And for a white and 1, target non-aura enchantment you control becomes a creature in addition to its other types and has base power and toughness equal to its mana value. Whew, daddy. There's already some really heavy enchantment decks out there that pillow fight people to death, and this is going to slide right in there. It's going to be in there like swimwear. Anyway, moving on. Next we have, that's right, Solkanar the Swamp King is back, but this time he's Solkanar the Tainted. So red, black, blue, and 2 for the classic Solkanar is a 5/5. But this time, what you get is at the beginning of your end step, you get to choose one you haven't chose before. You can draw a card, or enchanted, each player loses 2 life, you gain 2 life, or Solkanar the Tainted deals 3 damage up to 1 target creature and or planeswalker. Finally, you have to exile it and return it to the battlefield under your opponent's control. This thing is big. This thing is powerful. Someone's going to find a way to abuse it. And even if you don't abuse it, it's honestly a pretty sweet card for Commander. And in Draft, woo boy, the shenanigans. Alright, moving right along. Next we have Squee, the Dubious Monarch. Oh, Squee with his toy. So for red and 2, you get your 2/2 haster. Whenever Squee Dubious Monarch attacks, create a 1/1 goblin token that's tapped and attacking. You may cast Squee Dubious Monarch from your graveyard by paying a red and 3 and exiling 4 of the cards. So basically it has escape. So yeah. But hey, it is kind of like Squee. It never does go away. So, moving on. Next we have, there it is, boys. Liliana of the Veil. That's right. In all her glory, 2 black, 1 colorless, 3 loyalty, +1. Each player discards a card. -2. Target player sacrifices a creature. And the typical -6. Separate all permanent target player controls into 2 piles. That player sacrifices all permanents in that pile of their choice. They took the modern staple, put it back into standard. Oh my lord. Who would have thought of that? You know who would have thought of that? I would have thought of that. You don't think so? Hey, take a listen to this. So, when you think about popular Planeswalker cards, you obviously think about things like Liliana, Jade. That's right, you heard it. I called it. From the cheap seats, Liliana. Anyway, this is going to be a format-defining card, and I know they bring back a lot of old cards into standard and they don't play as well, but I don't think this is going to be one of them. This is going to be bonkers. There's already a lot of good black stuff going on, and this is just going to make it even stronger. But I do have to say, it's good to see her. So, moving on now that little issue has happened. Next we have all of the Pain Lands are back. Dun, 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 dun. Man, you gotta love it. The Pain Lands. So, with that, the Pain Lands wrap it up. But I'll tell you right now, one thing I'm not in is Pain from this set. I am so stoked to have this set. I'm so stoked to get a chance to play this. The Adhikar Waste and all these Pain Lands. I can't go through these things enough. They're so sexy. Sexy. Anyway, yeah, just this set's really blown me away. I don't know what else to say. Poet didn't know it. But yeah, this looks like a powerhouse. Not only is this set gonna have legends in the collector boosters, they're talking about there also being textured foils in the collector boosters. And there's gonna be etched and foil packs of nothing but these powerhouse cards. Daddy. Yeah, I am excited. I hope you guys pre-order because it's not getting any cheaper moving out from here. It's the price is just going up. So, with all that said, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Comments down below is going to feed that YouTube algorithm to get this channel some more views, and I appreciate the support so I can bring more beautiful content like this and my other piss poor opinions to you for your entertainment and my boredom. But anyway, don't forget, links in the, if you've done everything you can to support, I do appreciate it. I want to say thank you. Links in the description to the eBay store, the Patreon page, and an email to reach out and say, hey. So, until next time, be kind, and I hope to see you across from the game table. Hopefully playing this, because this stuff's off the hook.